Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be our third video in the Torque Trike series. If you watched my last video, I said I was going to explain something about the paint that we were using, and I said that it was going to be confusing, but it's not bad. I was just kind of joking around with you guys. So first of all, let's catch up on where we're at. So we have the body done, which looks fabulous. Did that with HOK Color's Orion Silver base coat, and then did a Ford factory color for the darker panels, and then we sprayed over that with our candy green to give us the green color. So there's that. And then the next step we're going to do is the engine, which I've already got pulled out, fixed and painted, or cleaned up and painted it. It's got a couple of spots I noticed on it that probably need a little bit of work. But I wanted to mention that if you're building this bike, you have to use, let me turn the light on again. If you're building this bike, you have to use this split intake manifold. They give you another one, which is just like, doesn't have those risers on it. Don't use that one. It's got to be this one. And then I'm going to do decals on the car and some clear coat. And I think we're going to do the interior. That's just the interior tub. I primered it and painted it with an old yellow that I had laying around. I think it's the car that I used on my initial DRX7. I think it's the same color that I used on that car. So anyway, we're just going to flock that entire thing. I'll do that a little bit later. So that's what's in store for this video. We're going to start out with talking about the paint that we are going to use. So like I said in the last video, we used the candy, which was a legit candy, so that changed colors by what base coat, by what ground coat color was put on under it. And for the engine, we're just going to spray HOK Colors KBC09 Organic Green, which is considered which is a base coat, but it's the KBC series, so they call those candies. And what they are is they're meant to mimic the look of a candy. So when I spray that, it's going to look really dark green, and it's going to look like somebody sprayed a dark green candy over a metallic base. They are really cool, but they are not technically candies. They're just a regular base coat. Just like the BC01 that we sprayed, the Orion Silver, that's the HOK Colors, just solid, or God, not solid. That's just their straight metallic line. And then they also sell a PBC line, which is a pearl base coat, which is like the flakes, which is like the metallic flake, but it uses a pearl instead of a metallic. So it has a little bit of a different look to it. I'll talk about that on a different project later, or just make a separate video of it. So let's get this ready to go, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. All right, got the parts cleaned up a little bit on that motor. I was unhappy with a couple of spots. And we got the organic green all shaken up. Like I said, you cannot shake your paint too much. Just make sure all the flake is in solution, or the pearl or whatever. Make sure all your toners and your pearls are all good. Check the bottom, looks good. Okay. Oops, hold up. Sorry, I know the fan makes a lot of noise on the video, but I gotta have it running. And again, I don't wear a respirator because I want you to hear what I'm talking about, but you really should anytime you're spraying anything. Anytime stuff gets aerosolized, it's not good for your body. Now on this, I'm just going to paint everything this green color. Normally I try to do the transmissions different, but in this case, I don't want to. Actually, in this case, I really don't want to. Okay, you can see how well that's going down on there. Okay. Look how good that looks. And then that's going to look good with the body color, because it's just going to be a slightly different green. So it'll kind of blend in, and then you'll have all the chrome on it. So that'll look cool. So I am very, very happy with that. I don't see any spots that I missed. Nothing looks dry, nothing looks weird. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. Okay, so that's the engine painted, and that's how House of Kolor's candy colors work. That was just over gray primer. I use that under all my candy colors, and I actually use that under all my House of Kolors stuff. It works great. The paint itself's not too translucent. It'll cover just about anything, still look good. So yeah, I really love it. That's why I sell it. House of Kolors has been the benchmark for customs since the 60s, and there's a reason for that. So next up, I think we will do the decals on the body. So let me get that prepped and I'll be back with that. Okay, so we are on to the decals. I'm only going to put a few of these on here. I'm going to do this 1/4 mile claw. So since these aren't numbered and you kind of get to make them up as you go, I'm just going to cut them all out beforehand. Okay. Okay, there's that. And then I want it to say long, lean, and mean. I want that sticker. What does that say? Oh, put torque on your forks. There's a little white decal right there that says that. It's kind of hard to see. So I'll be careful to not cut into that. And then, just because I think it's funny, I want this that says bye bye other guy. I think that's funny. And of course, got to be careful because you have this decal here with the little flick of flame, and then you got the edge of the star on that. So okay, perfect. I cut that a little closer than I wanted to, but it's okay. And then don't want a whole lot of color on here, but I'm thinking that Pennzoil might look pretty good. Tucked up under here. No, I don't think you're really gonna be able to see that with the headers, so I'm not gonna worry about that. So, okay, so we got the 4 cut out that we're gonna use, and this is my tip: if you're not using these, put them away. I've had far too many accidents where I've bumped the water, I've just not paid attention and they got set down, stuff gets dripped, it drips onto them. Just don't risk it. If you're not using it, put it away. So that's going to go there. Of course, everything wants to fight me when it's on camera. So I'm going to start with this. I dropped one, so I'm trying to pull this up off the camera here. There we go. Okay, so let's get this. We'll set this down here. So I noticed on the box art, it looks like those headers come out and they come up into the, they cover quite a bit of the fender. So while that's soaking, let's double check that because I don't want that graphic to be below where the headers are at. Okay, yeah, so we kind of need to run them a little farther back than that, so that's fine. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start by putting a little bit of water on the body. And this is still just in base coat. This is just paint. There's no clear coat or anything to that, so. Okay, throw that away. I don't want that tucked up there that far, but I am using that body line. I'm using that body line to figure out where I do want that, and I want it about just like that. I just noticed that that is flipped over weird. Huh. That was weird. Okay, well, anyway. We got it. So let's take, see, that's what I was talking about. Clean up a little bit of stuff right there. So whenever I do these, I always like to kind of start at the middle. Okay, that's awesome. I love that. Then I'm going to do the one in the back. I'm just going to put this back under the window somewhere. I'll figure it out in a second. Let me clean this up. I try to be organized when I'm building. It's really what keeps everything kind of flowing easily. Yeah. There we go. Okay. And I'll just do this one, and then I'll just finish those up off screen. I don't think you guys necessarily want to watch me spend all the time doing this. Okay, that actually looks good right where it dropped on there. Okay, so let me finish this up and then we'll come back to this and we'll start working on the interior, I think. Alright, so we are done with the decals and it looks fantastic. So look at that. The 1/4 mile claw. Long, lean, and mean, and then bye-bye other guy. So that's it for that. That is ready for clear coat now. So next up, we are going to do the interior. And that's going to be super simple because all we're going to do is just do bright yellow flocking on everything in that. So here you go. You want a testimonial to how good my products are? This is our slime-free glue. It laid out in the yard for over a year. Works perfect. Dropped it going to one of the shows in the spring a couple years ago. And didn't pick it up until the following spring. Works great. So you just want to get this in here and put a generous amount on everything. And I know it looks like I'm really globbing it on there and there's way too much, but there's not. When it dries, it will shrink down a little bit. You know, you don't want to go nuts with it, but you want to get plenty on there. Got to have something for all those little flocking fibers to stick to. Okay. And one little trick I can tell you about our glue is if you were to come in and just do like this wall and then flock it and then come in and do like the floor and then flock it, you can do that. You can do them in sections. I find there's not much need to. It seems to stay very sticky, very liquid for definitely long enough to do what we want to do with it. Figured an all fuzzy kind of shag carpet kind of looking interior would give it kind of a good 70s vibe. Okay. So we're using the bright yellow. if I'm smart enough to open the can. So yep, just straight out of the shaker. Make sure you get that. Make sure you get plenty of that, and then just come in, and I like to just press it down with my finger. Okay, and then knock it off. Give it a little bit of a blow. Sometimes you come in with the airbrush. There we go. That is cool. Look at that. And that'll stand out against the shine and the show of the body really nicely. So there's that. Okay, so great thing about the shaker bottles is they're kind of no fuss, no muss. They work really good to dispense it. They work really good to hold it. And when you're done, they stand up on their own. So you can pour all the excess back in there. And you're done. Just a sheet of paper out of the printer, straight copy paper. Okay, so so next I'm going to do the clear coat on the body and the motor. So we'll come back and we'll do that, and then we will get that finished up, and then we'll start with all the details and the final assembly. And we'll have this thing knocked out. Okay, so we got some 2K mixed up, and we are ready to go here. So like always, kind of start it off. The 2K and the decals, so I really don't expect any now, but it is something to think about when you're clearing all the decals, if your clear's going to work or not. Actually, I have no problem with any of the clears that I sell going over decals. So no trick to the 2K. Just spray it on. Wow, that blew right in my face. That is gross. Yeah, I'm gonna fill that later on. And again, you should always be wearing a respirator. I know I should, but I'm trying to talk through this. So 2K, there is no trick to 2K. All you have to do is spray it until it turns shiny. Okay, like right here is a little dry. If I was to leave that, it would just dry with that texture in it. So let me turn that off. Sorry about that, I was using that earlier and didn't think about turning it off for the video. But anyway, as I was saying, there's no trick to the 2K. Just spray it until it turns shiny, and it'll stay that way for you. Okay, start right there. And then I'm going to bring that back in again. Now you really can't that. It's hard to overdo 2K. Let me put it that way. You can't put too much in there that will run. You do have to worry about that. That is a rush. Holy crap. You'd have to really just flood that on there. Okay. Go a little bit right there. Yep, there we go, there we go. Okay, that looks good up on the rail on the bottom. On the bottom, sides are looking good. Where the fork goes looks good. Turn it over. Yep, see, that's all really bad enough. You can see that? Yeah, you can. See how that's all dry? If you left that, it would turn out like that. So one of the things about the 2K is when you got enough on there, and you spray it, you should be able to watch that edge. You should be able to watch that disappear into the clear. When you spray it, it's going to spray a really thin little line right where you're at. So if you went over that, it would spray like right where my fingernail is, and then all the rest of it, you would watch it overspray. If you have enough down, you'll watch it overspray, just blend right in with the clear, and then it should shine right back up. And that's really how you know you're good to go on the clear. And we are good on that clear. That is just fantastic. That color is just amazing. So that's it. That's a candy color. That's a legit candy mid-coat. So I got that done, and then earlier, like I said, I was messing around with the airbrush. I got the engine done. Same thing, just 2K clear. I'm gonna come in and detail it out a little bit, but that'll be on the next video. And then again, got the flocking done on that. That looks fantastic. Check that out. Love it. Okay, so the only other thing I had to paint on the car is the mount for the headlights, which I just did with multi-chrome. You can see that. And then you have to paint the wheel backs, which I did with some chrome spray paint I have. I really like this stuff. You can see how good that looks. To keep that chrome look, because it's got that chrome excellent. So that's it. When that dries, I'll pull them off. I'll paint the face of them black, and then we'll glue them all together, and it'll be done. And that'll all be in the next video. So thank you for watching this. Like I said, when we come back, we will finish off. We'll finish off. The next video will be the last one in this series. This thing is so easy. It's crazy. I'm really liking it. This has been a really, really good project. Definitely recommend this if you need just kind of a quick pick-me-up, or if you want to do something crazy with some paint. So, like I said, go to ScaleFinishes, use code YouTube10, and you get 10% off anything we sell there. So if you want to buy some of this stuff, we've got it. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you.